intercepted and destroyed 4 drones in recent hours. This comes as a part of the ongoing war. Commodore D.S. Sodhi is joining me. He's a defense expert along with Mr. Sanjeev Srivastav. He's a foreign affairs expert. I want to come to you, Commodore Sodhi, with this development. What would you like to say?
Vaishali, you see, the whole world was looking at the address of Mr. Trump. We are waiting that, some sort of relief may come during his address. However, things have been otherwise. Mr. Trump has now stated that he would continue with attacks on Iran, and in fact, he would cause huge destruction to Iran. Now, looking at the way things will unfold, Iran is going to carry out attacks on the Middle East countries as well as on Israel. And we saw that immediately after the address of Mr. Trump, Iran fired missiles on Israel. And now, with regard to Saudi Arabia, yes, they will have to take, defensive action as of now with regard to the incoming drones and missiles which are fired by Iran. And yes, to some extent, they will be able to bring down these missiles and drones with the capability they have as of now. But in the longer run, what is more important to see is that now Mr. Trump is talking about his allies in the Middle East and the type of help he's getting from the allies in the Middle East. At the other end, you see the Middle East countries have approached U.S. and asked the U.S. to carry out attacks on Iran to completely annihilate Iran and destroy Iran, because they fear that in case U.S. moves out, Iran is likely to attack these countries. The other aspect which you had brought out earlier with regard to the Houthis. Now, with the escalation which is likely to happen after the statements of Mr. Trump, there is a possibility that the Houthis may escalate the strikes on Israel, Saudi Arabia, as well as on the trade, which happens in this strait connecting Red Sea and the, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean. So, under these circumstances, all one can say is that the Middle East countries, as of now, will, go ahead and take an defensive approach with regard to the attacks which are happening on their infrastructure. But an offensive approach from these Middle East countries, as of now, nothing can be said on that. But depending upon how things will unfold, maybe in a week or so, one cannot predict as to how they will react. However, we had seen a statement from Bahrain saying that Bahrain would not like to get into this conflict.
All right. I'll also come to Mr. Sanjeev Srivastav. Mr. Srivastav, what do you have to say on this development?
Actually, I think the situation is going to be more intense, worse, and the kind of address President Trump gave a few hours back, obviously that shows the signs of this conflict getting escalated. And it appears that whatever the statements he gave with regard to winding up this operation in 2 to 3 weeks, etc., or giving 5 or 10 days pause, that was a tactical move just to buy some time for regrouping. And it appears that the United States of America, they had spent out a lot of their ammunition. They have again, replenished it in this time gap, and now they are ready for another wave of big strikes. And this time, the strikes could be more lethal, and a lot of civilian infrastructure could be targeted, as President Trump has threatened. So I believe that, and obviously that will be responded by the Iranian Islamic regime, and they will also target various civilian infrastructure, in that case, in Israel and West Asian countries. So I believe that situation is going to be escalated, and the United States of America is going to be conducting powerful strikes in times ahead, and that is what appears to be the likely scenario. And with regard to the Middle Eastern other countries, West Asian nations, those who have been on the receiving end, they may not maintain the same kind of a posture in times ahead, and it has to be seen that what kind of response they give from here on with regard to any kind of missiles and drone attacks which they have been receiving from 28 February onwards continuously. And if they go into the combat mode, then it will be more, devastating for the Islamic regime of Iran, and they will suffer bigger blows from all over places. So I think the situation is going to be more serious. It is quite apparent. And but with regard to Houthi and this Iranian proxies, I think they will be active, and they will also give more serious blows to, but they will attempt their best to attack Israel and other places, US bases, etc. So I think entire situation is showing the signs of escalation as of now.